Welcome to the Explainer. You know that feeling, right? You sink into your couch, grab the remote, and hit play. Instant gratification. Boom. No buffering, no waiting around. But honestly, beneath that totally effortless illusion lies one of the most ridiculously sophisticated distributed systems ever built by humans. Today, we're unpacking the engineering blueprint behind global Netflix streaming.
Now, to really wrap our heads around this, we got to look at the numbers. We are literally talking about millions of concurrent streams happening globally every single second. Millions. I mean, we're not just moving a few tiny text files around here. We're talking about massive, high-definition video files being pulled by millions of people across totally different countries, different devices, and wildly different network conditions, all at the exact same millisecond.
Okay, let's dive into this. This right here is the central mystery of our explainer today. How does this massive operational feat happen without the whole system just completely melting down? I mean, streaming video is brutally expensive operationally. Every single second demands massive bandwidth, ultra-low latency delivery, distributed caching, and non-stop infrastructure coordination. And let's be real, as users, we are horribly impatient. We expect our show to play instantly, no excuses.
To pull this off, we really have to contrast that incredibly simple illusion of streaming with the brutal reality of what Netflix actually does. Because it's not just hosting some videos on a basic website. Netflix is operating this planetary-scale, highly coordinated machine that's continuously routing incredibly heavy traffic all over the globe. And the very first roadblock this machine has to smash through? Just pure physical distance.
Section 1. The geography problem.
So here's the absolute crucial point. If every single user request had to travel halfway across the world to grab a video from one centralized server, the entire system would collapse instantly under the weight of Netflix's scale. No way around it. The fix? A content delivery network, or CDN. Think of a CDN as a geographically distributed network of edge servers. What it does is cache, or temporarily store, content physically closer to the users. This lets you pull your video from a nearby server instead of one across the ocean, which drastically cuts down on latency, bandwidth pressure, and major network congestion.
What's actually crazy is how Netflix specifically handles this. They didn't just go out and rent space on third-party CDNs. Oh no, they built their own custom system called OpenConnect. They literally deploy specialized caching appliances directly inside your own internet service provider's network. So when you ask for a show, an edge server intercepts that request right away, and the video is delivered to you locally. By pushing the content physically closer to you and aggressively hoarding popular shows right at the edge, the infrastructure itself becomes geographically intelligent. We're talking planetary-scale optimization here.
Which brings us to Section 2, the fluctuating internet problem.
Because, getting that file physically close to you, that's really only half the battle. Think about your own living room for a second. What happens when your Wi-Fi suddenly degrades? Or say you're watching on a train and your cell signal just drops. The internet is chaotic. Quality changes constantly, and bandwidth is always fluctuating. If the system couldn't adapt to that chaos, your stream would freeze up and buffer the second somebody else in your house started downloading a big file.
To magically solve this, the infrastructure relies on adaptive bitrate streaming adjustments, and it does this completely invisibly on the fly. It's constantly making dynamic, real-time tweaks. If your bandwidth suddenly drops, the system lowers the resolution to keep the video moving. If your connection gets better, boom, the quality bumps right back up. It's a continuous, high-wire balancing act between giving you the best possible video quality and avoiding the risk of buffering. It is constantly protecting your viewing experience without you ever having to press a button.
All right, moving on to Section 3, the scale and complexity problem.
And this brilliantly illustrates the shift. I mean, what happens when millions of people demand the exact same file the second a new show drops? Sudden demand explosions like that used to cause total infrastructure meltdowns. So, Netflix aggressively redesigned their entire architecture. You see, while centralized servers are simple to manage, their scalability during massive traffic spikes is pretty poor. So Netflix embraced cloud-native microservices. They basically shattered their large applications into hundreds of smaller distributed systems. Now, this makes the system incredibly elastic and able to handle huge spikes, but man, it introduces massive complexity.
Because they broke their apps into these tiny, specialized services, like literally one just for billing, one for recommendations, one for playback, debugging it all turned into a total nightmare. Let's say playback fails. Well, why? Was the CDN overloaded? Did a cache fail? Did network latency suddenly spike? Or did one single microservice somewhere just crash? To figure that out, observability becomes your mission-critical infrastructure. Netflix literally had to build planetary-scale observability pipelines just to understand what their own systems were doing at any given microsecond.
And that takes us to Section 4, the failure problem. Now, this brings us to what is easily the most mind-bending challenge of the whole shebang. What do you do when parts of this massive machine inevitably break? Because, as the source material profoundly points out, failures are inevitable in distributed systems. Period. Servers will crash, hard drives will definitely fail, networks are going to drop. You just can't build a system this huge and pretend that things aren't going to break. So Netflix decided on a genuinely radical solution.
They started intentionally injecting failures right into their production systems. I know, initially that sounds completely insane, right? Like, why would you break things on purpose? Well, it's a practice called chaos engineering. They use tools like the legendary Chaos Monkey to randomly shut down servers during normal business hours, literally yanking the virtual plug while people are sitting there trying to watch Stranger Things. And it's brilliant because it forces the infrastructure to be resilient by design. If engineers know their system is going to be randomly attacked by its own software, they have absolutely no choice but to build applications that can survive crashes seamlessly. That is how your stream stays alive, no matter what kind of digital fire is happening in the background.
Finally, let's wrap up with Section 5, the hidden planetary system.
Okay, I want you to zoom out with me for a second. Shift your perspective from just watching a movie on the couch to viewing this entire global orchestration. Streaming infrastructure isn't just about handing you a video file. It is about real-time analytics at a planetary scale. The system is endlessly processing massive telemetry streams. It's tracking playback events, monitoring network quality, analyzing how engaged users are, and hunting down operational anomalies. They've got machine learning systems and AI actively chewing through all this data to optimize the infrastructure, forecast regional traffic patterns, and even place the exact right content in a local cache before you even realize you want to watch it.
This leads to a pretty bold claim, but it's absolutely true. Modern streaming platforms are not just media websites. Netflix is practically a real-time distributed operating system. It's continuously coordinating global edge infrastructure, network optimization, observability layers, and huge data pipelines, all across dozens of countries, hundreds of network providers, and totally different regional regulations, all at the same time.
The crazy part? Their quest to just give you a smooth, uninterrupted stream actually ended up shaping the architecture of the entire internet. Delivering entertainment globally at machine scale required them to invent entirely new operational architectures. Netflix helped pioneer things like microservices, distributed observability, and chaos engineering. And today, those are considered the gold standard for modern cloud-native architecture used by thousands of other companies all over the world. So the reason it all feels so wonderfully simple to us is precisely because the infrastructure underneath is almost unimaginably sophisticated. The next time you open up a streaming app, grab that remote and hit play. Just remember, you are interacting with one of the most advanced distributed infrastructures ever constructed. And honestly, it really should make you ask yourself, what other invisible, insanely complex infrastructure is quietly running the world around you right now, completely hidden behind a super simple user interface? Just something to think about. Thanks for joining me for this explainer, and keep exploring the systems that power our world.